clues into why Solange attacked Jay-Z, and it might involve Rihanna. Let's talk about it and more. It's time for what?
Gave her the hurt beats that she gave to Chris Brown. Rihanna was only 14, 15 when he started with her and signed her to death.
The longest 12 hours of my life. Like, I was just waiting downstairs and I was like, get the contract down here. I want to sign, I want to sign, I want to sign. I was so hyped. I didn't sleep for the next 3 days. But I mean, I was just looking at the roof like, oh gosh, is this happening?
Beautiful. When I met her that day, I knew she was a star. Like, just her look, the way she walked into a room and her confidence, and she performed in my office.
And she was, what, 17 years old at that point?
She was 16.
16, and she has the confidence.
The tune she performs, and
This time, she's putting everything on blast about Rihanna's alleged fallout with Beyoncé. Wendy was actually one of the few people who spoke on the situation before, especially after Solange confronted Jay-Z in that now infamous elevator incident back in 2014. But now, she's sharing supposed never-before-heard details that might have you questioning everything you thought you knew. For a bit of context, Rihanna was introduced into Jay-Z and Beyoncé's circle back in 2005, when producer Evan Rogers discovered her while vacationing in Barbados. At the time, Rihanna had already formed a group with 2 classmates, so she was clearly preparing for a music career. Evan helped her record a few demos, organized her paperwork, and flew her to the United States to audition for several labels, one of which was Def Jam. Jay-Z, who was the president of Def Jam at the time, was immediately impressed, especially by her hit Pon de Replay. He invited her to New York for an audition and ended up signing her on the spot. However, this is where the story takes a questionable turn. According to the claims, Rihanna was called in for an audition at 3 a.m. alone in his office. After she performed, it's alleged that she was pressured into signing the contract immediately. One version of the story even suggests she was given an ultimatum: sign the deal or face serious consequences.
What's your audition with Jay-Z? Tell me what he said to you. A really good audition. Yes. But before I met him, I was so nervous. I was shaking literally. But the moment I walked into the office, the atmosphere was so warm and welcoming. And you had to sing a cappella for him? Yes, I had to sing. I sang Pon de Replay. I sang another ballad from the album last time. Yeah. So then what did he say to you? He said something to you. Oh yes, he said, we don't sing songs here, we sing artists. And there was this little pause, and I was nervous. But then he said, and we're interested. And there was this sudden feel of relief.
But then he said something about a window and a door.
Oh, then he said, you did it homework.
I did a lot of homework on you, this lady.
He said, there are 2 ways to leave here, either through the door with the deal sign or through this window, and we're on the 29th floor.
So you was like, where's the pen? Where's the paper? I'm signing.
Yeah.
And I'm sure working with Jay-Z, you've met Beyoncé.
That's right.
How was it like meeting her?
I could not speak.
Really?
Really. That's someone I really looked up to for a long time. And it was after one of my showcases, and he was introducing me to everyone from the label. Then he finally said, okay, one more person. And there she was. And I could not speak.
And she gave you some advice.
Yes, she did. She just told me to, when I get on stage, let loose, have fun, and be in control.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to let it go.
No.
Because she'd be like, what?
I don't understand why this story seems so amusing to the audience, because there's honestly nothing funny about it. In fact, back in 2005, when Rihanna released Pon de Replay as her first official single, her publicist stirred up controversy by accusing Jay-Z of forcing her into an affair. He later walked back those claims, saying he made up the rumor to promote the single. However, people didn't believe him then, and many still don't now. According to the narrative, Beyoncé eventually found out about the alleged affair, and as expected, she was deeply upset. Not only because Jay-Z was supposedly involved with a 16-year-old, but also because she genuinely believed in Rihanna and wanted to mentor her. During that time, while Rihanna and Jay-Z were allegedly involved, Beyoncé was said to be completely unaware. Meanwhile, Rihanna was reportedly getting close to Beyoncé, who was the biggest pop star at the time. What many people don't realize is that Beyoncé may have played a key role in Rihanna's early success at Def Jam at the time. That changed after Beyoncé voiced her opinion. Reed recalled first noticing Rihanna casually in a hallway, unaware she was even a singer, just a striking young woman standing outside an office. Soon after, Jay-Z rushed in, clearly excited about her potential. At the label, Tara Mari was expected to become the breakout star, receiving more focus and investment. However, everything shifted after a showcase, when Beyoncé approached Reed and said, "That Rihanna girl, she's a beast."
And we had a showcase. And at the showcase, there were two artists performing. Her name is Tara Marie, and she's a really sweet girl. And the truth is, I was paying a little more attention to her than I was to Rihanna. After the showcase, you know, Beyonce just gave me one of those looks, and he said, "That Rihanna girl, she's a beast." And she looked away, right? And I was like, so I did a Rihanna double take. You know, but it wasn't as though I didn't believe in Rihanna. I love that girl, right? But I paid a little more attention when Beyonce said that to me. Yeah.
About Rihanna, because people found it super weird. Right before Jay-Z signed Rihanna, he was working heavily with a 16-year-old Tara Marie who signed to Def Jam by L.A. Reid. And after a while, there was rumors circulating all over that Tara Marie and Rihanna actually had a fallout because Rihanna's career skyrocketed and Tara Marie got let go from Def Jam. And allegedly, Tara Marie is the Jane Doe that is suing Diddy and L.A. Reid for SA when she was just 16 years old. And I mean, it is pretty weird because Jay-Z just started talking to Beyonce as soon as she turned 18 years old. And not long after Rihanna signed to Jay-Z, there was rumors swirling all over the media that Jay-Z was cheating on Beyonce with Rihanna. And a lot of people still to this day never understood why Rihanna and Beyonce are not close, and we've never got a collaboration with the two of them, even though Rihanna was claimed one of Jay-Z's biggest stars. Jaguar Wright then went on to allege how Rihanna's last album, Anti, was basically a cry for help. She talked about how creepy it was that Rihanna did the album cover of a child with a crown over her eyes. And it says that the Anti album is about a person opposed to a particular policy, activity, or an idea.
But it gets worse. According to Wendy, the alleged affair became so serious that Rihanna developed real feelings for Jay-Z. Once Beyoncé found out, everything reportedly came to an end, as Jay-Z risked losing their power couple image. Some even speculate this is why Beyoncé and Rihanna have never collaborated, despite their shared connections. Wendy also claims this was the real reason behind the 2014 elevator incident involving Solange. She says Solange confronted Jay-Z after catching him trying to leave without Beyoncé to attend Rihanna's after-party, already suspecting the rumored affair and reacting angrily in the moment.
Tried to ditch Beyonce and Solange to go to Rihanna's party. And it's being alleged that then Solange said, "Well, why do you have to go to another party without your wife? Why can't you just go home?" If you know what she was implying.
At the time Wendy revealed all of this, many people called her messy. However, looking back, it doesn't seem like she was lying, but the situation reportedly gets even worse. Jaguar Wright later joined the conversation and didn't just support. Wendy's claims she also made additional allegations. According to her, Rihanna allegedly contracted an STD from Jay-Z and later passed it on to Chris Brown. She claimed Chris was aware of Rihanna's past with Jay but believed it had ended when they began dating. So imagine his shock when he allegedly learned the source of the infection.
How long are you guys gonna hold on to Chris Brown and Rihanna? You know what I'm saying?
I don't understand why people keep talking about that. It was forever ago. They were both very young, and he had just had his first herpes outbreak from her giving him the herpes.
Ooh, my.
Like, how the, you know what I mean? Like people don't understand what happened that night. And that's because Jay-Z worked so hard to change the narrative of that night. Now, Rihanna was only 14, 15 when he started her and signed to the Def Jam. It's clear to say that the herpes that she had came from the person she had been most fully involved with, and that was Sean Carter. So here it is. Chris Brown has his first herpes outbreak from a celebrity girlfriend who he was set up with, and it was supposed to be this and it was supposed to be that, and he was there so people wouldn't pay attention to the fact that she was fucking Jay-Z. Jay-Z gave her the herpes that she gave to Chris Brown. This dirty Jack. He had this is beautiful. Oh, wonderful. Chris Brown, she done ruined him. She ruined him at 19 years old. He's got the Jay-Z herpes. And Rihanna ain't innocent because she was in there giving that a job in the coat closet when Chris Brown came in. He said, "You always in something," and he stormed out of Cliff Davis's house. Rihanna chased after him. She gets in the car and started fighting on him because he embarrassed her for calling her a second and saying in front of everybody that she gave him the herpes. They're speeding on the Pacific Coast Highway, and you know Pacific Coast Highway, very steep. She could have killed the both of them, and he hit her back. Calm down. And all of this is happening while he's doing damn near 100 miles.
But Jaguar didn't stop there. She also claimed this was the real reason Chris Brown put his hands on Rihanna back in 2009. She further alleged that Chris caught Rihanna with another man when he showed up at Diddy's house to confront her about the supposed infection.